All right. It says we are live. Let's hope we're live. Just going to double check this. Perfect. Hopefully let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the sound's coming through. Let me know if we're rolling as we should be. I am streaming with some new software tonight. Well, we've updated some software. We're trying some new things. I'm using a new audio integration software. So trying to kind of up the quality of our game while still keeping it idiot-proof and simple for me to run. Clear, perfect. I see Skippity Skeeps coming in. Good to see you there, sir. So what's up, everybody? How has everybody been? I know I've kind of been all over the place these last few weeks, and it's definitely been an up and down. Is he actually back on YouTube? Is he not back on YouTube? It's just one of those things, but I'm here to say, very happy to say, that with the immense dedication of my wife and what we've been able to accomplish this weekend, I should say, our house is almost done. Like, we are so close. I mean, of course, we're going to have things, the lawn maintenance and just general cleanup. And, over time, as we still continue to paint the house and we, put furniture up and all that kind of a thing. But the kitchen itself, like all the demo, floor's done. I think we talked about that in the last live stream I did. We've got almost all of the cabinets are in, but the countertops are done. I just need to install the sink this week. So we've gotten to a point though where I feel much more settled, to where I feel comfortable, okay, coordinating time with my wife to come live stream, to do content. And thank you to my wife today. We actually spent a couple hours working on a video today, which I hope to be between like 5 and 8 minutes long. And I think we drove around for close to 2 hours looking for. So I had a couple shots I wanted to get, and I had an image of where I wanted to get the shot, how I wanted it to look like, what I wanted to use, what camera setup I wanted to use, what drone footage I wanted to get. And it was so difficult to find what I wanted. It was not private property. I got a little frustrated, but it's probably a good thing my wife came, because I probably would have done something illegal and filmed on some property I shouldn't have. So, but thanks to her, all this out of nowhere, she's like, "Oh wait, there's a lot on the side of the road." So we happened upon a lot on the side of a highway that was for sale, and nothing of it was posted private property. So we were able to go on there, not interrupt anybody. It was off the road enough. We had a good tree set that I wanted, got the shots we wanted. So thanks to her, we did get a video filmed today. Plan on having that edited and released for Friday. So I would honestly say, like, we're now back in the groove. Like, we're now back into, I am excited again. I am ready to make content. I'm excited to try this again. I'm excited to do things. And I've still got a few of the videos I have filmed previously that I'll also get edited up. So I'm hoping this week to kind of get ahead 2 to 3 weeks to where we have regular content coming back in. I can start filming more content. I can start doing that thing. And we're close to getting the fish room built. I'm honestly hoping, I'm going to give myself start of November is when I really start hoping to get it built. That way it's going to give me time, finish up the house, get the sink put in, get the toilet installed back downstairs, kind of finalize the cabinets, make sure the house is running as we need to. Work is really starting to streamline it again. I'm starting to do more social media aspects of my job now, which I'm really excited about. And complete side note, if I move too fast, we get these weird rainbow effect going on. I've been troubleshooting this and still cannot find the solution to it. So I'm not sure why it's happening. But I do, just 1 second here. I did. That may help a little bit. I had my light on up above me. That almost made it worse, didn't it? Jeez, that almost actually made it worse. Hang on. And I honestly don't know if that's the difference either, because back in Utah, I think I had I had 3 lights on me, where in this studio, I have 1 main light on me, 2 lights off in this corner bouncing off the wall, 1 light back in this corner, kind of bouncing light to me, and then we have the tanks behind us. So it's yeah. No, we've had this rainbow effect since we've got here. And I haven't changed. I have not changed what streaming program I'm using. I've not changed what camera I'm using. I haven't changed the lens. I've really only kind of changed the lighting. So hopefully we can work past it. maybe I do need, maybe it is more lighting. Maybe I need more lighting. I don't know though. That's what we've got going on right now. So a little bit of rainbow effect, but I will say though, I feel like we're now bumping the aspect of the stream up. So we should be in full 1080p. So the stream should be 1080p. It should be much more clear, much higher quality than past streams, because in past streams we were boosted down, well, bumped down to 720p. So we should be up into 1080p. Lighting, I've tried. So my computer has rainbow little things. I've tried blocking it, and I still think we get some. So I do think I need to pull my other light over to me and actually illuminate my face more. So we're still troubleshooting, but that's the fun part of this though. And I really feel like we are mainstreaming this battle station we're in, the workstation, because I love it right now. If I can have my microphone fairly close to my mouth, just out of screen, hopefully you can all hear me well enough there. Got my main monitor set up to my right. I have the chats on another complete separate monitor on my left, and the camera in the center. So now I feel like instead of having to kind of watch chat and be off to the camera, I have a full center view of the camera and still kind of have that while I'm reading chat. I've tried to kind of put the camera up over more, but the way I have it is how I like it. We have the tanks behind us, but it's the system running everything. There are flashy lights in the computer, though. They are definitely pretty, just saying. But yes, this beast of a PC is still handling everything that we've thrown at it. And we've even started, so for the members, we have started a new members-only live stream series. We started it last night, had some good fun with that. And for the members, I do plan on doing another members-only live stream after this one. If you want to come hang out. And it's the Well-Done Tanks After Dark thing. Just come chill, hang out. But for all of you beautiful people that are still supporting us in every way you possibly can, I am so grateful to have you all back in the stream, back in the chat. It's fun to be back. And it's fun to think it's fun to feel that like we're getting back into that groove. You think it's lighting? So I think it may be the lack of lighting. It kind of could be some of because previously I had 3 lights on me. Well, now I only have 1 light on me. So it may be bouncing some of the skin tone off there. A little bit of reverb with the sound. I am working on that. So I've set up some sound panels behind the main microphone here. I have a whole other stack of sound panels. I've bought some plywood. I just need to make my own sound panels now because I want to get sound paneling up on the wall directly behind the camera where I'm talking to most. I want to get a sound panel on the other wall where I know sound's reverbing from. And then I'm even going to wrap some of the tank stands in sound paneling. So still a lot to do, but that's also what I mean too, though, of we've but we're getting into that mainstream groove again where I feel good setting aside that time to make my sound paneling. I'm excited to do the sound paneling. I'm excited to keep bringing the quality up, kind of a thing. So I'll put the lighting afterwards. I don't want to. All of you just get the beautiful rainbow effect right now while we're streaming. But yes, I do have plenty of lights so that I can turn towards me. Excuse me. And I think there's even. Oh, I do have a rug to go down too. Yep, I definitely do have a rug. Well, hang on. Let me try something. Excuse me. I don't know. I almost feel like that made it worse. Did it make it worse? No. We'll see. I turned the light more towards me. I feel like it's making it worse, though. I'm really blown out up here now, though. All right, we'll play with it after. Let's keep moving forward here, though. Laura, good to see you. I know Mountaintop's joining in here. Hello, good sir. And yeah, so we're moving forward. We're definitely moving forward. October is going to definitely be a busy month for me. It's crazy to think we're already moving into that. So some of the good things here, though, and Timothy Dialing coming back in. What's up, man? On this coming weekend, holy crap, it is that close. So this coming weekend, I will be October 2nd. I'm going up to Austin. I'm going to the Greater Austin Aquarium Swap, I think they're calling it, which I'm really excited for this one because I come from Utah, as we all know, where my club, we had auctions. It was typically like a fall auction was the big one. I think sometimes we had a spring auction. Justin may be able to jog my memory on when we had them. And it was fun to see what fish came across. Every now and then something really exciting came through. I typically bought fish while I was there, but it was always the same people. So you could guarantee a lot of the same fish. A good example is I think the last one me and Justin attended, we both brought bags of the Blue Star Endlers that we had. Well, so did 20 other people because they had just been passed around the club so much. Now with the swap I'm going up to in Austin, there's actually vendors coming. Now, some of these vendors are YouTubers. Some have little shops. Some run kind of a hobbyist aspect. But what I'm excited, though, is it's not just auction-based. These vendors are coming and setting up booths to where you now go shop the fish they're bringing. So an example of one of these is the Jadron Aquatics. Jadron Aquatics will be there as a vendor. So it's going to give me opportunity to meet him in person, hopefully kind of rub some shoulders. I feel like I'm going to walk away with some good contacts from this. And there's one species of pleco that I'm on the hunt for, and I think it's going to be there. Because one of the vendors I've seen, I've kind of started following some fish shops, kind of work out of their house hobbyists on Facebook as they've kind of come up. And I talked with one of them about this pleco, and he's actually one of the vendors now at the swap. So I'm excited to see that. I am excited to definitely see what's there, how it's run. And it also gave me the idea too, though, if we get the fish room rolling and I start breeding fish, I can potentially then be a vendor at one of these swaps. I can start interacting that way. I can start taking part of that. So I'm really looking forward to this one. So if anybody's in the area or you're willing to drive into Austin, on October 2nd, I will be at the Greater Austin Aquarium Swap. And they have a whole Facebook page dedicated to that. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. The fall auction coming next month. Not sure when. Not too excited after the last one. Yeah, that's going to be I'm curious to see how it goes because Justin knows there's some good fish there, but it's always the same people. So and if you show up to sell things and you show up late, your stuff is always put to the back, and then it takes forever to get up and sell. And like what happened with some of our Blue Star Endlers is they got put on the back table to where the first bag sold high, they get to ours and they're giving them away at this point. So I'm excited to go shop fish and shop a swap where there is no auction involved. There is no bidding against each other. I maybe can haggle some vendor kind of things, but I want to go shop Jadron Aquatics. I'm going to his table. I want to shop this vendor that I think is going to have the pleco I want. I'm going to go shop his table. And that's what I like about this is before it was, okay, I'm going to go walk around the auction. I'm going to kind of write down what I want, what I like to see. Okay, cool. Holy crap. It's been 4 hours and the fish I want still aren't up for auction. And now we're having issues with them, you know, to where now it's, I want those fish. I can go shop that table. So I'm really looking forward to this. I am really looking forward to this one this coming weekend. And then over Halloween weekend, and I need to get my hotel room and tickets purchased tonight. I just need to clear it with the wife for sure. But me and my wife and the kid, we are all planning on attending Aquashella in Dallas this year. So Aquashella Dallas on, I think it's October 30th and 31st, I think is the weekend it happens. Is it? It's like a Friday. Is it a Friday? I think it's a Friday, Sunday event. Oh, that's November. There we go. Yeah, I think it's 30th and 31st. Because I know it's over the weekend. So it's going to be a busy month. We got Austin on October 2nd and then Dallas over Halloween weekend. So for Aquashella, really looking forward to this one. And then based off the community poll we did, I do plan on making a vlog. Who knows who I run into there. So if you're attending either of those events and you see me, please stop me, say hi to me, something, troll me. I don't care. Like, I would love to interact with all of you of what I can. And I hope I get to meet a fair few of you. I really do, because I'm excited to really integrate back into the community. And I think it's going to be a good time about this one there. Does anyone know about the centipede knife fish? I think, is this the one you asked me about the other day? I think this wasn't asking me about the other day. Centipede knife fish. I wonder if it's going under a different name there. Okay, so the Sierra knife. So I have seen this then under the name of the Sierra knife. I have in my previous life. I ordered in a Sierra knife. So I have seen the Sierra knife. Pretty fish. And I would honestly treat it like any other knife fish. Make sure they have a hide and all that kind of a thing. And they should be good there. Am I sure about you being a mod? Well, I haven't blown up YouTube yet. So if you blow up YouTube, I'm going to congratulate you. No, Dan, you've been a good influence to me. Like I say, I got a proposition for you. I definitely got a proposition there. Sounds like Misfit has some of the centipede knife there, Daniel, the Sierra knife. So that's something potentially if you're looking for one. Let me know, because I know we talked about your project you want to start with the elephant nose. I hope I'm not spilling too many beans there. But if I think you also may be starting one with a knife fish too. So let me know, because I also have Misfit on the hunt for me for some fish. And Misfit, I still want to get up there and come see your shop. That's what I think 2022 is my goal. 2022, my goal is definitely go back to Colorado and do another video with Mountaintop Puffer Keeper. One where I don't have like only 2 hours there. I mean, we're talking one where I have a solid weekend there, because I have one video idea with him that I've already talked to him about. I would love to retour his fish room and do it justice this time, especially because he got some new fish in there. And then with one of the packages he sent me of a bunch of live cultures for food and stuff, we've had a great time conversing back and forth about different things we're trying, different tactics, different raising methods, and it's awesome. It's been fantastic. I really, really are saying there. I believe the centipede is one of the very shy nocturnal knife fish. Let's see here. They are really shy, yes. Also love leaf litter and loads of plants. So I can say in my previous life, when I had it briefly there, it hid inside the PVC pipe that we put in the tank. It stayed there all day long when the lights were on. So it was kind of a tough fish to move, but move in the way of selling because nobody saw it, but very, very pretty fish. Very pretty fish. And I do think it's fun too, though. While I was there, that reminds me of in my past life, we brought in like the gold line knife, I think it was, and they were all just ranting and raving of like, this is such a rare knife fish. It's probably the first one in the States. And I go to a shop down here in Houston and they had like 20 of them in one tank. So it's been so interesting to see the development of the fish hobby down here in the Houston area is massive. I am so excited because I have found a shop that I am going to give as much business as I can to. They are great people. They're 5 minutes down the road from me, which is also very dangerous. But it's hopefully here in the coming months, probably the next month or two, I will have. I'm looking forward to what's coming. Not only with the fish room build, I got some other ideas I want to implement and try. So I think we got some good times coming here, definitely for sure. There might break out the motorcycle with the drone shots. Mountaintop, we should do an epic drone shot where I follow you in, and then it's a quick transition of where we make people think that I was the one riding the bike, even though I've never ridden a road bike in my life. But yeah, I want to go back to Mountaintop. That definitely needs to be redone there. But Scotty Nunya, I appreciate you coming in, lurking and working. I appreciate you being here. How big should a juvenile angelfish be before putting it in a tank with a fully grown angel? So this is my opinion. Large enough that it's going to be able to compete for food. Now, fully grown angel also going to be based off, are we talking an ultimate angel that fully spread is 12 inches? Or is it more something like a koi angel we see where even fully spread is still a fairly large fish, in the size of a silver dollar, right? Silver dollar, that'd be the body of an angelfish. And I would say to put a juvenile with the fully grown one, make sure it's going to be able to handle its own on food. Other things you can also do, add those line of sight blocks, if that's driftwood, if it's live plants, something that juvenile can get away from the large angelfish, just in case. Hopefully also you have, a male-female ratio going on where that could potentially help bring down some of the aggression. But people forget, though, the angelfish are technically a cichlid. So just like a koi angel. Okay. So yeah, I would say as soon as you feel it's able to compete for food and it has line of sight blocks, I think you'd be all right there for sure. I have seen those the clear, is it Lee's that make those? It's the clear, they literally call it a knife fish tube. Knife fish tube clear. Is it Lee though? Yeah, here it is. Lee's ghost knife. Okay. Let's see if I can share the screen without blowing this up. Chrome tab. Are we working? Sweet. 10% off. Yeah, one of these. So have I used these before? I don't know if I've used these, but these are it's an interesting concept because the knife fish 100% need a place to go live. And that's why I've liked when Corey added his in with his fly river turtle. They talked about that. They're giving it a hide. Now, Daniel, if you do get a knife fish and you get one of these, I want to know if it works. I know 360 Aquatics sells these, and I've always been super curious if these work. So you may have just given me an idea because I should probably say this before we get going much there. You'll notice for how long we've been streaming here, nothing has been moving in this tank back here. And Daniel asked how the flower horn was doing. I lost a flower horn about a week ago. So did water changes. And the members have seen everything. So I have 1, 2, 3 tanks set up on the floor right now, kind of all holding tanks for a bunch of fish I ordered in. I want to work with in the new fish room, the fish ranch kind of thing there. So I changed water on one because there's also a 10-gallon tank underneath this one holding Trevor's puffer. So I changed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks. I changed 6 tanks did water changes on the 6 tanks there. All the same tap water. I didn't change anything. I checked the temperatures, added my dechlorinator, did everything like I've always done it. Now, typically the flower horn always kind of mopes after I do a water change, so it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. The flower horn even ate shortly after a water change, kind of a thing there too. Came in the next morning, and this entire tank crashed. So I had the flower horn in here. We had a green phantom pleco in here. And I also had some OBs I was holding for Trevor. And this whole tank crashed. I had no idea what happened because none of the other tanks suffered any kind of loss. So it was, I changed the normal amount of water I normally did. So it's, I've done some consultating with Mountaintop, kind of picking his brain of what you think could even be the cause. So the one I'm kind of holding on to is that was a massive fish. Like, we're talking, when I pulled this thing out of the tank, it was terrifying to move. And I finally put a tape measure on this thing. From nose to end of tail, we had a 14-inch flower horn. Nose to tail, 14-inch flower horn. Thing was massive. And what I didn't measure, though, was the overall girth of the fish. So who knows how old this fish was? For all I know, in fish years, this thing was 100 years old and 10 years old in human years. So I don't know. But the odd thing to me, though, was the fact that we still lost the pleco in that tank at the same time. But then none of the other fish had any kind of issues. And a lot of the fish that we did, water changes on were the new fish that I had ordered in and only been here for 2-3 days. But I was just doing water changes because I've been regularly testing water, making sure all the parameters are stable. And so unfortunately, we have lost this. We lost a flower horn, and that was a crushing blow. And it's not even the fact that how much money I spent on that fish. It was the fact of my wife really liked it. I really liked it. My daughter liked it. And I finally picked a name out for her. And we were going to name her Xena. We were going to call her Xena the Princess for her because she was just such a big, big fish. And the personality really started to come through. So, yeah, unfortunately, that tank's empty right now as we're sitting here waiting. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I've decided I'm doing nothing with this tank until I go up to Austin and see what's available, and then potentially wait even till after Aquashella. So I'm going to be super picky on what goes in here, and I'm fine waiting. I'm fine sitting with this tank empty until I find what I want. I mean, there was another Fahaka puffer that even came up available, and I just I can't lose another puffer. It's kind of what I'm getting at too. So I'm terrified to do another puffer. So I don't know. And I don't feel this will not house a Fahaka puffer long term. So got some other ideas. We'll see. The 40 breeder is still chock full of fish. As soon as Trevor gets more settled and stuff, we're going to ship out a bunch of fish to him. But I still have the mollies and the trichonas in there and then those probably will be there until I get the fish room built. So we've got some things rolling, but things are rolling. This, unfortunately, we lost our big flower horn, and that one sucked there. J Squared Grilled Solo Cup, water bottle. So all of my plastic red Solo Cups are still packed away. Because we have been working on the kitchen for the last month. All of our dishes have been packed away. So the red Solo Cup will make a return. That one day will happen there. So let's move on to some fun stuff now that we went on this Debbie Downer of losing this big old fish here. I did see, where was it here? I got a pair of L333 from Freshwater Exotics. 330 is good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the L333s, the King Tigers. They just, and maybe I'm missing something because they are a beautiful fish, but they are also, in my opinion, fairly common. But enough people want them. So I think that's a solid looking fish there. So we'll see. I do have a store still looking out for my my leopard cactus plecos. I want to start up that project there. So Daniel, I'm thinking about putting the knife fish instead of the elephant nose due to the elephant nose being a pulse type weakly electric fish. True. In human word, it means they emit short 2 millisecond electric pulses. So all I heard out of that is we can have a lot of fun making people put their hands in the tank and getting themselves shocked. So no, man, Daniel has been wanting to do a project involving an elephant nose or a knife fish, and it's much more scientific than I'm gonna butcher it. So if you want, maybe he can give us more insight on what he wants to do with it. I've talked to him personally about it, and I think it's a great idea. I think it's a solid idea, and because of that, I have offered to Daniel to help support it. So I want to make sure he gets what he needs. So Daniel, if you're after one of those knife fish, I do believe that Misfit said he has them. So if that comes true and I can assist with like shipping or airport to airport kind of a thing to get the fish you're after, let me know. We'll figure that out there. But I am very excited to see what Daniel's going to do with this. I think it's going to be an awesome project there. I'm excited to see what he does with it. So yes, Daniel, I do have some propositions for you, but we'll talk later. I think we got good things coming for you. Trevor's in the house. Good to see you, man. Hopefully Pennsylvania's treating you right. HG Aquatics, good to see you. Guys, if you've not checked out HG Aquatics, I highly recommend checking out his channel. I don't know if anybody else has been having the trouble. My YouTube notifications have not been working right now. It's pissing me off. So HG, I just saw on your Instagram you posted a new video. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I'm getting there. And I think he's got a new fish room tour coming out too, which will be exciting to see. A few Shodenai puffers could work. A few Shodenai puffers could work in this tank. And also that's 150 to 250 a fish to put in this tank. So we'll see. We'll see. Because I would love me some Shodenais. I would absolutely love me some Shodenais in this tank. We'll see what I come up with. Yeah, so the leopard cactus, I found them on a couple websites. I know Dan's Fish has them. I think the Aqua Imports has them. So I've seen them around. It also comes down to, there's three things. I've got to save back up to buy them. I kind of blew my budget on all the other fish I bought. Then the second thing is I need somewhere to put them. So I have one right now in the 40 breeder. I don't know if I want to put all 5 in that one tank yet. So I'm kind of also holding off until I have the tank set up for them the way I want it to be set up for them. And I've even thought about putting them into this tank, depending on what I get. And then the third thing is I really want to give this shop some business. So I'm giving them the opportunity to track them down for me first before I purchase them on my own accord. So we'll see. Kind of my mindset is if I can get the fish room up and running and they still haven't found them for me, then I'll source them myself there, kind of a thing. But you're making YouTube money? How much money do you think I make from YouTube? That's the thing there. I bet you I could shock you with how much I actually make on YouTube. I mean, I am not making enough on YouTube to fully support this hobby. Let's just put it that way. So that flower horn was a very hard loss there. Granted, 100%, there are people making a killing on YouTube. I'm just not there yet. We're working. I do make a little bit of money each month, but that's why I say I've been saving up that since we've kind of been in this transition to help kind of pay for the fish room build, get some of the fish I want. But it's still not. I still got to save my pennies to build things. I figured you were being sarcastic, but that's still though. I'm not making much. I am no Joey, but I do have my my world mouse pad in front of me though to remind myself that I can take over the world. So yes. So yeah, L14. I do have sources on the leopard cactus. Like the Shodenis aren't not an option. I will say though, they are becoming more available, at least down in this area here. I don't know if that's seasonal. I don't know if this is more export, more import here. So we'll see what I come up with for this tank. But a couple of Shodenis would be awesome. The hard part there though is I would want to breed them, which I don't know if I ever could. The dedication that goes to those things is insane. I mean, we're talking feeding Infusoria every like 4 hours to keep them alive when you do get eggs and you do get fry. And my arch nemesis also is trying to make a name for himself by keeping Shodanai puffers right now. So it's always I don't know. I almost have a bad taste in my mouth right now. But again, though, they're a mini Mabu puffer, and I love those things. But Cancer Trendle, speaking of puffers, I have been talking to Mountaintop about a project I want to start in the 40 breeder here as soon as we get all these fish cleared out, which is a puffer breeding project. So I do have my eye on a potentially other breeding project of puffers. We'll see what we do there. Yeah, Justin, I know we've talked a lot about doing a Infusoria drip system. Me and him, we talked a lot about that in Utah before I left, on the basis of it could be game-changing to feeding fry. We kind of came up with an idea of how we could do it, so maybe I'll give it a go, because thanks to Mountaintop, I do have my first starter culture of Daphnia. I just set up a pond. Well, I set up a tub outside for them, little muck bucket tub. So if I can get Sophie to stay out of the water, I'll move those out in the next few days and make a video on that and talk about them. Because that's the other thing too. It's been fun to talk with Mountaintop. When he ships me stuff like this, he asks that I take pictures of the package when it arrives. And he asks I take pictures of the temperature reading inside the box. And he's documenting all this kind of a thing of, it's documenting into the shipping. I mean, these Daphnia went from like 60-degree weather, 50-degree weather in Colorado, and they landed here at like 84 degrees. So that temperature swing, but they're still doing great. So it's one of those things. But it's I'm interested to play with them. I've never tried Daphnia, and I've gotten into debates that they're easier to keep than like they're the easiest live food kind of a thing. But I still will argue that brine shrimp is the easiest to culture because it's literally, you just reset it. I think when people don't like it because you reset it every day, where the Daphnia I've got to do a little bit of tinkering with. But they've been hanging out in a 5-gallon bucket in here, and so far they've been doing all right. So I think we're onto something good there. Get that true cichlid thing you wanted, the true parrot cichlid. I do like me some true parrot cichlids. And I also have sourced these as well a couple times on my own. I think Aquatic Arts even has them. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they're tank bred. Oh, they're sold out right now. But I have found these. These guys are awesome. So it's one of the things of we could grow them out in this tank for sure. But on all the research I've done, everybody recommends for a single fish 100 gallons, and for a pair they recommend like 150 plus. So we're talking, I could probably pull a pair off on 125. Like a 180 would probably be more realistic. They get big, but that's a possibility. That definitely is a possibility back here. Pea puffers, I think hasn't because your fish bred pea puffers. You know what? No, that's not the puffer breeding project I thought back here, but that would be an interesting one to try. Because I mean, it's got to be done somewhere, right? And everybody loves pea puffers, but scuds is by far the easiest. I still argue that like brine shrimp. I mean, a set it and forget it world, Daphnia and scuds, I get it, but then you got to source a culture. And then if the culture crashes, you're in trouble. So I've tried scuds in the past before, so I'm really curious to see how the Daphnia go for me. I mean, we've got we got a bunch of new live cultures we get to play with here, and my wife just found out about them. Found out about them today. Was none too happy with me that I snuck them in the house. So we got some good content coming up with that. We're gonna do videos on setting up all these cultures, videos on feeding them out, and I've got some. We've got one of them that there is. I'm not going to call it a rumor or a myth. There is some potential. Is it evident? How would I say this? There's some talking of a certain live culture that the adult form of it is actually harmful if ingested by other species. So I kind of want to do some testing and to prove that theory or incorrect or correct kind of a thing. So we'll see what we have there. Scuds don't simply crash. Mine did. Not that I tried terribly hard at them. This is also over 5 years ago that I tried keeping them. So I haven't done much with them though. So I'm definitely gonna give a shot with the Daphnia first. I mean, what Mountaintop sent out to me though, I got a lot to play with. I gotta go find peanuts if that gives you any kind of insight what I got there. But we can make it happen with some simple automation. So maybe this may be something we come brainstorm up with. So man, who knows, Justin? As soon as I fly out there back to Colorado, maybe you can drive over and meet up with us, and we can put something together. That would definitely be a fun video there. If we could, because isn't there a company that was working on an automated frozen food feeder kind of a thing too? So I'm curious to see how we could pull it off, because I definitely know the ideas of it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll get into that point. Maybe we'll get to the point here where we start doing some crazy stuff there. Finally got my cribs to breed, and we are in day 5 and still going strong. Congratulations, HG. Yeah, the crebensis are definitely fun, and I have a tank already planned for in the fish room, the fish ranch, to bring the Molui crebensis back. So that's why I say we strategically placed those. And Mountaintop has been working on breeding another species too of crebensis. So it's been fun to still communicate with individuals about the fish hobby and all that stuff. That's why I'm really happy that I feel good to be back on a fairly solid schedule here, and where I feel comfortable live streaming again. I feel comfortable making content again, where we can get back in this groove and I get to hear what you guys have got going on, what I got going on. We get to brainstorm and come up with crazy ways to, automatically feed Infusoria and be the first ones. No, not the first ones to raise out Shodanite puffers, but like, we can do it. Do the impossible and breed Amazon puffers. Is that impossible? It sounds like it's impossible. I don't know, man. The puffers I'm thinking of trying to work with, we'll see how it goes. I found reports of them being bred in captivity, and with Matt's insight, I think we can do it. I definitely think it can be done. It's such a different breeding project of other things I've worked with. Puffers are egg layers, so it is just it's just something different. Apparently, too, Trevor found a guy down here that breeds Fahaka puffers. So, like, that was cool. Like, that would be something really fun to try. And another idea I had for this tank back here, 360 Aquatic down here, they have a beautiful pair, a proven pair of flower horn. And I'm still kind of on this flower horn kick. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Misfit, I believe you have a flower horn pair. So I've been tempted to kind of pick your brain on that. Because I think it would be the thing with breeding flower horns is I want to do it. I want to try it. I want the experience. But then it's always with like most breeding projects is, what do you do with the fish after? Like, what do you do with the fry? Let's say you're successful. You have a batch of 75, 100 flower horn you raise up, and like, then what do you do with them? You got to offload these things. And it's not like plecos where you raise up a batch and stores will snag up plecos all day long. So I have brought in a few catfish species that are really exciting me right now into the fish room. Well, my temporary studio fish room holding tank stuff there, but we'll see. Because it's where some of these other fish would be fun to breed, but then it's what do you do with them after you breed them? You know, it's you got to make sure you have avenues and resources for these things to send them out, and you have to raise them out fairly large to feel to sell them. I've seen flower horn fry sit around for a long time there. And you see him in person. I love me some flower horns. How many tiger barbs can I do in the 55? Many, I mean, geez, I don't know. 50 more. So I would definitely, I have ideas for fry hums. Mountaintop, I think I'm catching your drift there. Tiger barbs in 55. So they are definitely a fin nipper, a little aggressive fish. I don't start with a school of like 25 of them and see what happens. See if they school together. Do they work well with each other? And then if you see you have more space to add more, add more. You know, I mean, I've seen some tiger barbs get pretty thick, you know, fairly large kind of a thing. So how many can you do? 100? I mean, who's to say you couldn't do 100 in there? I'm positive you could do 100 in there. It just depends on how much do you want to feed, how much do you want to water change. So I think if you started with something between 20 and 30, that's also, I don't know how much they're selling for now either. So it's also kind of a price point too. Start between 20, 30, see how that goes. Look at the list of other fish you want to put in there. And so it's a 4-foot tank, you know, 12 inches wide. So they're definitely going to fit. I think 20 to 30 zooming across that 4-foot space will definitely be something cool to see, but still give you room for each tiger barb to roam the tank itself and hopefully not have aggression towards each other there. On a breed, I want to line breed something like fire mouse and get their whole head red. If you that would be cool because fire mouse definitely do, in my opinion. Well, in my opinion, they kind of have a bad rap. I know they're fairly common, fairly easy to breed, but if you could line breed through to have that red head, see, I've often said too that I want to line breed a fish. Like I want to try that. I really want to, you know, focus on that. And it's like that's some dedication. Like if you think about it, the dedication from Dean to line breed his koi angels like that, that's years. So that's dedication. But it would be. I still like the ring of it though. Of are those the Wel-Don tanks from Moldavi Carbensis? Well, yes, they are. So I get it. I definitely get it. HG, that would look awesome. Don't get me wrong. That would look awesome. That many tiger barbs moving through. And his old 800-gallon setup, I really did enjoy because there's a lot of movement in that tank. Because your fish, what's up, man? Seth, it's good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well there. So Justin, HG's actually up in Canada. He's a freaking Canuck. So good luck getting stuff to him. But I appreciate though that you're talking about paying it forward there because that's many things have been paid forward to me, and hopefully that gives you a little more insight, HG, of why I'm trying to pay it forward to you as well. And I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear my daughter screaming Tucker over and over right now. But I'm game for smuggling some things across the border. Random fire mouth because it had red markings up to us by its eyes. It's cool there. Gross. And you thought I was bad for moving to Texas. Canada's a whole nother world. I dropped the name Cancer Trade most likely before putting the strain out there. I think you get some mixed reactions, but it would definitely be memorable. That's for sure there. Got some yellow labs, Mangano, white zebra cichlid, and of course guppies for you to pick up for the website. So I may have talked about it in the last stream. White, I want to look that up. White zebra cichlid. Okay, those are cool. It's like that would also be something fun to line breed and get some like blue into them. Okay. So I don't know. I honestly don't know if I talked about it last stream or not. The website that I originally was running is officially shut down. That particular website will not be coming back. The move from Utah to Texas took longer than I expected, so I was paying for a domain that I wasn't even using. And then as I have been starting to plan out the fish room, the fish ranch building, that kind of thing, I had a hard time looking at tanks going, my tanks, sell tanks, my tanks, sell tanks, my tail, sell tanks. So it was difficult. The idea we had of buying fish from people and shipping them into me was awesome. It was also difficult to navigate around. And I'm not going to lie to you. My USPS the post office in my area terrifies me. Absolutely terrifies me. They have lost more mail than I know what to do. They refused to give us our key to our mailbox for almost over 2 months. So I'm terrified to ship fish through USPS down here. I'm absolutely terrified by it. So saying that, so with the website that we had running, which is shut down. So I know, Daniel, you've got some fish up and running there. So in the meantime, I do know that I told you that I would buy the guppies from you. I'm still willing to work that out because I'd sent those down to you with that in mind. If you need to offload some fish, though, the local fish store down the road from me, I would be more than willing to assist you in getting those fish there and see if we can't work out a deal with them for the time being. Now, I wasn't planning on putting this out there yet, but this is one of the things I want to get back up and running here in the next few months. I do plan on starting another website. The difference is, though, is I'm going to drop the Everything Wel-Don name. I really want to move back to just Wel-Don Tanks. I want that to be me. We started Everything Wel-Don on the basis of if we, start selling socks or markers or glowy light up whales, that it can be anything other than fish, but still under the brand name of Wel-Don. But then I also got my frustration of it though was, hi, I'm Trent Wel-Don Tanks on my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my potential Facebook, and come see me. Oh, he want to shop my stuff? You got to go to this other website that's a completely different name of mine. So I want to streamline things and run it through the name Wel-Don Tanks. I got to hurry and get the domain before somebody snags it up for me. I want to start it up of weldontanks.com, like Wild Fish Tanks did. I want to start it up as weldontanks.com. So I do want to start another website. I plan on starting another website. I still need to get in contact with UPS. My goal is to offer shipping through UPS overnight. I know that's probably going to push a lot of people away because they don't want to pay for the shipping. But in all reality, if you buy from most places online, they ship overnight only, and they typically use FedEx or UPS. And I want to move into that direction where I've had good success with those shipments. I still have the airport-to-airport account set up, so we have all that going. But it's how about Ginger Sugar Aquatics? You joke, but I've thought about that. Just as a troll, I've thought about it. So I plan on starting another website. One of the biggest differences, though, is going to be the fish that I will primarily offer for sale will be those that I have bred. So it's going to be more of like a Wild Fish Tanks, a TM Aquatics kind of thing. The Get Gills website, all the other shops on there is primarily those that I have bred. I've also thought about just putting things on there through Get Gills. I've honestly thought about just going through Get Gills and not starting my own website. But I have another idea on the back end of why I want to start my own website that I'm not going to get into right now. Still working out some details on it. But I do want to start up. I think I'm going to start up my own website again and sell the fish that I breed. Now, saying that, I know that takes away a lot of the, well, I was breeding fish to put on your website. I thought you were going to purchase a fish from us. So my idea with it is strategically work with a small group of people on purchasing fish from. For example, and this is also why I have strategically placed fish with some individuals before I left for Texas. Daniel, you're local. We could work with that. We could work potentially on that basis of, do I bring the fish to my fish room? Do you hold on to them? How do we coordinate shipping, kind of a thing? I've been talking with Matt. We've done some testing with the UPS route back and forth. And, Matt's one of those ones I would like to purchase fish from for a website. Justin back in Utah, I know his quality. I know what he's breeding. I've strategically placed some fish with him. He's one that I would work with. So it's, instead of I'll buy fish from everybody, I learned my lesson on not who I bought fish from, but I learned my lesson on what fish I purchased, because I sat on a ton of fish. And when we got ready to leave for Texas, I lost a lot of money on that. I honestly did. We're not talking like I lost thousands of dollars, but I still purchased fish that we didn't make even on. We didn't even make a profit on by the end of the day, when I had to basically give away fish to get ready to move down here to Texas. So that was my lesson, is not who I bought fish from, but what fish I bought. So now with what it comes down to is being strategic and only working with a certain handful of people. Now we have quality control. Of, we know the UPS routes. We know the FedEx routes. We know how this is going to coordinate. Could it potentially be, now I have a contact in Colorado. I have a contact in Utah. I have a contact in Pennsylvania, where their fish are on the website, but you purchase it. We've teach them to ship it. So it's all these things I have going on in my head. So back to the comment here, Daniel. Currently, I have nowhere to put those fish. Currently, I have no website to sell those fish. So if you need help offloading those fish, if they're ready to sell, let me know. We can coordinate that. I can help. We'll talk. There's a bunch of other things I want to talk to you about, Daniel. But I'm willing to help with that, of helping you make a deal with the fish store, so you definitely get the time and effort you deserve on those. And then I'll help take care of the guppies, as I may have a place for those. So yeah, we'll come up there. We'll definitely come up with there. But all right, what am I missing here? You made my day, Ginger Sugar Aquatics. I still want, somebody needs to make me a sign to hang in here that says Ginger Sugar Aquatics. Or you know what we're gonna do? We need to make some merch. I need to make some like t-shirts to say Ginger Sugar Aquatics on there. We'll make up something. It's too golden to just not do something with. And of course, my wife picked out the ginger sugar paint. So if you don't know where the ginger sugar is coming from, when we painted this room, my wife didn't tell me the paint color, like the name of it, until after we had painted. And then all of a sudden she's like, because I actually like the color, but she's like, oh, do you know what this is called? She goes, it's called ginger sugar. So the name of the paint was ginger sugar. And we now just can't leave it alone. It's a rolling joke now of Ginger Sugar Aquatics. It's a fun one there. You're from the Great White North. It's already like 60 degrees to 50 degrees here. See, what's crazy though is HG is Mountaintop, lives in the States, and because he's so high, he's already that cold too. Yeah, the post office is bad. It's bad. So when we finally got our key to our community mailbox, they put the big box down, and they have the little boxes in them. They flat out lied to us about our mail being delivered. And Mountaintop sent us a website to actually report our post office. It's amazing how fast you get your mail delivered once you make a report. Just saying. So yeah, the USPS down here is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. You got to try to ship to Canada? Challenge accepted, maybe. We'll see. Because I mean, it's doable, right? Ish, maybe. You figure there's enough fish being imported that there's got to be a way to do it. It's just, do I want to go through the paperwork? I don't know. And with COVID right now too, I know importing and exporting has been excruciating to do for some people. Because that's what's been interesting too. Is I found a guy that that's his business. He strictly imports fish, for sale and stuff. And he's importing a 3,500. We're talking a $3,000 pleco right now. It's insane what these people can get their hands on. Oh, what did I just read here? Timothy, just got my first pair of, is that Rakovi killifish? They seem like they want to breed, so I put a spawning mop in with them. Do I need to pull the eggs, or can I just leave them in the tank? So I have this much experience with killifish and this much experience reading about killifish. So here's my recommendation, in my opinion here. Talking with individuals that have bred mop spawning killifish, they have a higher success rate when they pull the eggs. Leaving them in the tank, you can definitely do that. You figure that's probably what happens in the wild anyways, right? There's no direct intervention there. If you are seeking to breed these fish, though, let's say for a profit basis, you want large success rates, I would pull the eggs. Get them into an egg tumbler, potentially even a breeder box, let them hatch out, because then you can specifically target feed those fry, get better results from that. But if you're looking for, oh, this is a fun breeding project. Hey, look, they bred. That's awesome. But, oh no, the fry got eaten 2 days later. Like, okay, that's leaving them in the tank. So look at what you want to do with it. But it sounds like a pretty killifish. Killifish is something I definitely need to play with more, because they are an awesome, awesome fish there. And then because of fish, I have a male beta macrostoma holding a second batch of eggs that I know of. That's freaking awesome. Hope we can raise them up. I don't really know how to increase my odds other than leaving him alone. Seth, I think that is exactly what I would do, is leave him alone. Beta macrostoma is one I want to play with. It's on my list of potential fish I'm going to play with, kind of a thing, right? And I would be terrified of stripping the eggs from. I really would be terrified of stripping the eggs. I mean, yeah, everything, because I know Simply Betta's had a rough time with it. You know what I want to know too? Dean, what happened to his pair he picked up? Do we know? I don't remember if he's talked about it in any video or not. I don't know if he still has those Beta macrostoma he picked up that one time. It would be interesting though. It would be very interesting to see what his experience with those are. Because I mean, that's cool. That's sweet if you get those things to breed and so you be successful with that. Even the fact you have them holding eggs, that's still a win in my book for sure. So good luck with that. And I hope the rest of the things are going well for you, Seth. It's so good to see you back here in the chat. When I'm back in Utah and if I ever get a day to go travel back around and do, fish room tours again, you're definitely on my list. I enjoyed my time, and I'm glad we still get to talk here. Because your pairs, correct me if I'm wrong, I know you got one pair from Austin John, right? Was that the Dam's Fish giveaway you won, and you drove down to Arizona to get them? We'll see. Airport to Canada? Maybe the paperwork. If we figure the paperwork out, sure. If we could figure that, see, maybe it's these things that I'm never going to say never, because let's say I get a website going again, start selling fish I'm breeding. This kind of leads into also where I said I want to be a vendor potentially at the Greater Austin Aquarium swap next year. Is maybe that leads into that, right? The website, that kind of a thing. So maybe we lead it into where all of a sudden I'm shipping fish up to HG to take over Canada. And then I can scribble it off on my map down here. Know what I'm taking over. They seem like they want to breed. Famous last words. I'm not even going to touch that one. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Once a federal law enforcement officer, postal inspector who can arrest calls them, they get it figured out really fast. You know, our post office, like even my wife can tell you the horror stories we've seen there. It's hard because you see the people working there and like you want to respect them, you want to give them, you want to be decent people, right? But it's so frustrating when it's the same thing over and over. The only time we're ever able to go stand in line to get our mail was typically on Saturday morning, and there would be over 50 people waiting in line. And sometimes we waited in line for almost 3 hours. And that was even to get an employee there to come service us. That wasn't even like waiting for an employee to go get mail, bring it back, get mail, bring it back. No, that's waiting for them to open the damn window and start like working with us. It was insane. But Leo, my man, thank you so much, my good friend. $4.99 super chat for the Leopard Cactus Pleco Fund. Well, thank you, my friend. I do appreciate that. Yeah, the leopard cactus is definitely going to be a passion project, and it's one I hope opens up some opportunities there. Like I want to see if we can raise them out large enough, and then if we can raise them out big enough, that gives me an avenue to start working, I hope, with like Pleco Ceramics of, do you have larger caves, right? Like then it leads into maybe one day we're trying to breed out some chubby plecos. I'm just not ready to spend $1,000 on a fish yet. It was a group of better fry from Preston John. That's his name, Preston John. That's right. God, his fish room would be awesome to see. That'd be so cool to see. That'd be so cool to go see. That's one of the coolest things you got to do down there for sure. For sure. All right, everybody. We're over that hour mark. I think I'm going to go check on the wife, make sure the kid hasn't gone absolutely crazy. But members, if you feel like hanging out tonight, I do plan on doing another members only live stream, and going into the new series we've started over on there. But guys, everybody, thank you. If I never want you to feel like you are missing something if you're not a member, because you're not. I promise you're not. All the new fish we've ordered in, you will see them in time. I want to fatten them up, make sure they're fat and happy, then kind of show them off as we build tanks for each species. And that's what I really want to do in the fish ranch is we put a tank together. I want to put that tank together for that fish. No longer do I just want to be, just throwing fish in random tanks kind of a thing. But the thing that kept me coming back to, though, is I missed chatting with the community on live streams. I miss it. I'm glad we're back. And the video we went out and filmed today, I think it's going to be a good one. If I can edit it down the way I want it to, I think it's going to be a great way to kick off our triumphant return and get things going again. Because I'm fired up. I'm fired up to do some good things. I'm fired up to get things going and make my mark on this hobby. So I appreciate all of you joining me here, hanging out tonight. So moving forward with my work schedule, I expect to live stream on Sundays now. I think that's going to be the day we're now going to do our live streams on. We previously did Monday, where now though I don't really have a set time that I get off work each day. It just kind of depends on what jobs we have for the day. So Sundays is the safest day that I can say we're going to live stream. I'm gonna keep video release on Friday. I should be able to make that. So I think we're going to be videos on Fridays, live streams on Sundays, and we just keep going, because the fun thing too is we've now passed 3,800 subscribers. So we are well on our way to the 5,000 mark I want to get to. And if we keep pushing, just maybe we hit that by the end of the year, just maybe. But I'm also going to push for it before my next birthday. It'd be a sweet 31st birthday present if we hit that 5K subscriber mark. But guys, I appreciate all of you very much. Daniel, what time is the members only live stream? I don't know. What time is it? Give me like 30 minutes, 7:45, 8 kind of thing. So give me like 30 minutes to kind of check in on the family, possibly go change, get something, refill my water. We'll see what we got there. So we'll hang out tonight. Yeah. Do go check out HG Aquatics. Check out everybody here doing some amazing things. And then Daniel, for sure, we'll talk. We'll definitely talk. I got a couple things I want to talk to you about, and we'll keep working on your project to do there. So everybody, thank you so much. I really do appreciate all of you. Leo, thank you again, my man, for the super chat. I do appreciate it very much. That is definitely going to go towards the leopard cactus fund there. And we've got some fun things coming up. I got to film videos about the Fluval Aquatics, the Fluval Evo tank. We got new species, new spotlights on. We got live cultures to do. We've got fish room tours to do. We've got shows to go to. So I am very excited with everything coming. And again, I want to publicly say thank you to my wife for helping me film today. It's gonna be a fun video. And then Timothy, thank you so much for the $2 for nothing other than just to say you're awesome with this cheesy smiling fox. I appreciate it very much. I truly do. It'll all go towards the Leopard Cactus Pleco Fund, making sure we hit that passion project. Please do not give up on your dreams. Keep fighting. Be safe. Be good people. Keep your tanks well done. And I promise we'll see you Friday with the video. Good night, everybody. Members, we'll see you in about 30 minutes.